It's week 5 of the NFL, and this one features Ernest Jones. He's a nightmare to deal with in the front seven. It's the Rams and the Packers. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen, Greg Wild, first month of the calendar in the NFL. Had some great games, some finishes that were pretty special, the usual surprises. Now, we hit October, and like you say, this is where the season really gets going.
Yeah, doesn't it just feel like on the NFL calendar, every month kind of has its own vibe, right? It's September, we're just starting to figure out.
Here's Joshua Carney ready to get this one started. And off we go from SoFi. This one taken at the 7. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Here comes the pack, and here comes Jordan Love. 5th season quarterback, but Greg just his 2nd as a starter, waited his turn, and had a really good first year as a starter.
You know, what's funny about the NFL, Mike, is you expect to come out and have your A game each and every week. And certainly that's ideal, but can you win when you don't have your best stuff? And I think that's what we saw from this quarterback last week. The best thing he did was just continue to battle, continue to make just enough plays, even though he had some struggles. But the biggest thing is, while he continues to improve, what a confidence boost for this entire team, knowing that even if their quarterback doesn't have his best stuff, they can still play winning football.
Right back to Dillon. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Linebacker Ernest Jones ends that play. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He's got a man. That's Watson. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. We'll go play action with Love. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield. Now, following that sack, we have a player who was injured. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. Throwing on 2nd down, Love. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. Now some movement up front, and we'll hear from our referee for the first time here today. That's on the former 2nd-round pick, Elgton Jenkins. So instead of 3rd and short, it's now 3rd and 6. In motion, Reed. Off the play fake. Here's Love. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down. Christian Watson, the intended receiver. And that's going to lead to a 4th down. On comes the Packers punting team, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Rams offense taking the field for the first time. They're led by their quarterback, originally drafted back in 2014, Jimmy Garoppolo.
There's really no way around it, Mike. I mean, let's just call it what it is. This has been a disastrous start to their season thus far. I mean, they desperately need to get a win and change some of the energy in that building, because I can assure you, I've been there before. As these losses stack up, every day becomes more and more of a drag. And then all of a sudden you get that one big win, and the spirits of the building just change overnight. They need that. Can today be that spark? Because if not, they're in for a long season.
He'll let this go. Deep shot for Atwell. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up third down. From the shotgun, it's Garoppolo. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. Third down stop sets up fourth down. So it's fourth down, punting time. Ethan Evans to do the honor. Out to return this for the Packers, it's Keyshawn Nixon. This returnable from inside his own 40. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On play action, Love. First down throw there is incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
A draw to Dillon. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
This is already a little better than the first time they had the ball, Mike. Remember, opening possession, 3 and out. Showing some signs of life here now. Nice pickup there by the back to pick up the first down.
Love quickly out to Watson.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. It's 1st and goal now from just inside the 10-yard line. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Line of scrimmage, the 3. 3rd and goal. Here's Love to throw. That one taken in. Jaden Reed. Touchdown, Packers. It's his 2nd touchdown of the year.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. To return, here's Ronnie Rivers. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Rams offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. They'll run, and here's the rookie from Michigan. Nice gain on 1st down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? Jimmy G working from the gun here. The rush gets there. He goes down back inside the 5-yard line. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. At the 4-yard line. Kupp in motion. The man for the national championship team at Michigan, Blake Corum. He'll work forward for a couple. Adrian Cooper, the rookie, is there on the tackle. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. What can they do here? This is 3rd and forever. On 3rd down, they go with Corum. Well, this play like this drive going backwards. A loss there on 3rd down. A very quick 3-and-out. Punt team headed out for the Rams, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. To return, it's Nixon. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. Out comes the Green Bay offense now as they get set to take over again. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. On 1st and 10, here's Love. That's left side, caught by Musgrave. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Throwing is Love. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. Back to throw is Love. He's got his tight end. That's Musgrave.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver, and then see what he can do after the catch. Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a...
And he'll take it on in. Luke Musgrave. Touchdown, Green Bay.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Packers move out on top, 14-0. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This returnable with Rivers. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Rams offense back onto the field for their next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. Way Walker, the linebacker, on the tackle. 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Play action now. It's Garoppolo. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Here's 3rd and 7. Garoppolo now. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
This one fielded out beyond the 25. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That one on target to Watson. And he will go all the way. Christian Watson, touchdown Packers. And make it 3 in the first. He has thrown 3 first-quarter touchdowns. An incredible start to this one.
It really is incredible, Mike, and I'm not sure really what word there is better to describe it. This is just truly a special performance we're seeing today. And I'll tell you what, I'm excited what the next 3 quarters have in store.
Carlson able to knock through the extra point, and the Packers will stake themselves to a 21-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This returnable with Rivers. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Here come the Rams as their offense trots back onto the field. They are facing an uphill climb early. Begin this drive with 1st and 10. To throw is Garoppolo. That'll be taken in. It's Demarcus Robinson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. He'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Garoppolo. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
It's complete. He's got Kupp. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
It's so early in the game, you have to be careful now as coaches and players that you don't find yourself trailing early and get out of your game plan. There is so much time left. Stick to what you've worked on all week. There's plenty of time to chip away and see if you can make this thing close come the 4th quarter.
Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Now Garoppolo. He'll throw complete to Blake Corum. He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
That one into the hands of Atwell. That's well done as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Jimmy to throw. Kupp brings it in left side. And he's going to be taken down.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. Now Garoppolo. That's hauled in at the 2. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone.
2nd and goal.
Jimmy G now on 2nd down. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
So instead of celebrating a touchdown, he's just heading back to his huddle trying to keep his head up as everyone kind of looks at him sideways. If that ball hits your hands at this level, you've just got to make the catch. That's what your quarterback's counting on. That's what your teammates are counting on. Frankly, that's what this entire stadium is counting on. Let's get a camera on this defensive coordinator, Mike. He's got to be fired up from what he sees from this defense. Huge stop there, no gain, forces a 4th down.
So instead of going for the 1st down, in comes the field goal unit. Bit of a surprise here. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Rams are on the board here in the 1st.
You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
Jordan Love and the rest of the Packer offense ready for their next possession. And he's off to a fast start throwing the football. Pretty good numbers already just in this first quarter of play. Love to throw on 1st and 10. Here's 2nd and 2. The man in motion is Watson. Love gonna hand this to Dillon. He will get this to the 35, a little short of the 1st down. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
Automatic 1st down.
Here's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Dillon. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So after 1, 21-3 is the score. We're back in Southern California in a moment. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Love. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Here's 3rd and 2. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. We'll try to run for it with Dillon. And he'll get to the 48, and that's going to be good enough. It'll pick up a 1st down. Now, after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Love to throw it on 1st down. Look wide, get this one complete. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. A 2nd down throw for Love. A throw on the move is caught. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
This is just like recess, just playing one-on-one football and saying, all right, I'm throwing you the ball. You got to go get open. This is a great job by the receiver selling it at the top of his route. The defender thought he was defending a deep ball. He sticks his foot in the ground and comes back. Well-timed, well-executed, and a nice pickup.
On 1st down, it's Love. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete. Jaden Reed was the intended target. It's 2nd down. In motion, Reed. We'll go play action with Love. That's caught by Dillon.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
Off the play fake. Here's Love. And that is incomplete.
The whole idea of the play action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion. I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
He fields it at the 8. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Corum. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 7.
From the shotgun, it's Garoppolo. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Here's Ethan Evans now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This brought in out past the 20. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Packers offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out there. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. And he looks to add to them with another drive here. That's to the right side and incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
Holding offense.
They'll run out of the gun with Dillon. That's how to dig yourself out of the hole. A pickup of 18, much more manageable. 3rd and 2 coming up.
A gain of 18 yards, but it brings up 3rd down.
On play action, Love. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
This one, returnable. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Corum to start the drive. And he'll manage only the 34-yard line. He's brought down after a short gain. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8.
At the 34-yard line.
Jimmy G working from the gun here. He gets it into the hands of Atwell. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
That's good for the Rams. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Jimmy G going to go play action here. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Corum. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Here's a 3rd and 10.
It's 3rd and 10.
Now it's Garoppolo. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. They put a receiver in motion to the left. On 1st and 10, here's Love. A throw to the right flat. It is caught. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 23-yard line.
Give up the middle to the big back, Dillon. Big gain on the ground here as he takes this up past the 40-yard line.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. And next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
It's another go with Dillon. Trying to shove his way forward, but brought down after a gain of a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. Straight ahead, they go with Dillon. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down.
He was brought down at his 49-yard line. 5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He's got his tight end. That's Musgrave. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
1st down, Packers.
A give. Here's Dillon. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Now the rookie 3rd rounder from SC, it's Marshawn Lloyd. And he's going to pick it up and take it down inside the 35 for the 1st down.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
From the gun, it's Love. The open man is Reed. He's got it. Good result there after the penalty. They get the yardage back and then some. They'll work now on 2nd and 4.
At the Rams' 27-yard line.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I know this play results in an incomplete pass, but I think this is a really good job by the quarterback. His clock was going off. He felt that rush. He had no immediate target to go to with the ball. Instead, throw it away. Don't take the sack. Live for another day.
He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown. The defender saw this the entire way, Mike. He actually ran the route before the receiver even got to his spot. I think they're fortunately this one didn't end up getting picked and going the other way.
And that ball incomplete over the middle.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for.
To the goal line and in. Jaden Reed Touchdown, Green Bay. His second touchdown of this first half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Carlson's kick is good. And the Packers add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Rams offense ready for this next possession. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Play action now. It's Garoppolo. That's into the hands of Corum. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Here's the punter now, as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. Here comes a return, and he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Packers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Back to throw is Love. That's left side, caught by Musgrave. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Now Love. We'll try to set up the screen to Dillon. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off. Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Throwing on second down, Love. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. Catch number 7 so far in this one, and a first down. The Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. Anders Carlson here now to try the field goal. This a 31-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Packers going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
So we've reached halftime in a game that is all but over here at the break, as we send you back east to sunny Florida. Standing by with our EA Sports Halftime Report, it's the coach, Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was the visiting Bucks who were able to come in and win one on the road. John Wolford, a touchdown pass in the victory. Next, we head up to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And it was the visiting Carolina Panthers who were victorious in that one. Jonathan Brooks, over 100 yards rushing with a touchdown run. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Trevor Lawrence, terrific in the victory, as his guys upped their mark to 4-1 now. Our leaders got a solid performance out of their quarterback in the first half. He's over 300 yards passing already, as he's looking to possibly put his name in the record book. The highlights from the first half, all one-sided. This one got out of hand early, and now you have to wonder how these teams will approach this second half.
One-sided
because this one's already close to being in the bag.
Will we get
if
a
it's not
turnaround?
already?
Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Rams offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Tough to bring down, and somehow he manages to get 4 yards out of that. Here's 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
Once again, it's Corum. He'll work this ahead for 2, maybe 3. Javon Bullard there on the tackle. 3rd down, 3 to go.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Here's Garoppolo. He's going to look deep. Going to Kupp. And he'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35-yard line. 1st and 10. In motion, it's the tight end, Higbee. Jimmy G going to throw it here on 1st down. There's a short. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. One of his teammates there to take it back in.
I feel like we see this so often, Mike, especially with how good these receivers are after the catch. They're so eager to pick up that extra yardage. Sometimes they don't completely put the ball away, and with how good these defenders are at knocking it loose, pretty fortunate on that one. His teammate was there to prevent that from being a turnover.
Second down, Garoppolo. That one on target to Kupp. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 12.
To throw is Garoppolo. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the 1st down. It's going to bring up 4th down. So on comes Joshua Carty to try this field goal. This will be a 48-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Rams cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
The Packers offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he's been as good as advertised. Take you through some of the highlights. 4 touchdown passes on point with his receivers right throughout and continuing to master running and executing this offense. Love to throw it on 1st down. That is into the hands of Wicks. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 30-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Dillon. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half, and he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
That one, oh, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be second down. Here's Dillon. He'll get about 2. Christian Roseboom there on the tackle. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. We'll go play action with Love. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down. Luke Musgrave, the tight end, was the intended target there. And it's going to be 4th down. Packers set to kick this one away. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The home team's offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Off the play fake, here's Garoppolo. He'll let this go. Deep shot for Atwell.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out? The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
So now after the penalty, a much tougher prospect to convert. It is 3rd and 9. A quick throw right side. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain. The Rams punting unit coming out. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Packers offense ready to take over once more. And as we look back at some of the highlights of this one, Greg, definitely a lot to show from the passing game.
Yeah, and as good as the offense feels about their passing game, I think if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got a lot of learning to do because you just get burned time and time again. You'd think at some point you'd make an adjustment and make a correction. So at this point, they've given up 4 touchdown passes. You're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL giving up that production in one phase of the game.
On play action, Love. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion. 2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. Here's Love. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball, and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
The home team's offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Garoppolo. That is caught. It's Robinson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Jimmy G working from the gun here. Look wide, get this one complete. And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards.
What an impressive play by this linebacker. I mean, Mike, back in the day, you would never see a linebacker take down a wide receiver in the open field like that. But these guys are tremendous athletes who can really hold their own in space. and he killed that play before it even had a chance to develop.
And he's going to be out of bounds with a gain of 7. And that'll be enough for a first down.
Rams, first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Here's a handoff to Cora. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Garoppolo from the gun on third down. That's to the left side and pulled in by Higbee. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on fourth down? We're all set to kick this one away.
Formation for the Rams.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. They'll try again here. Second and 10.
Brings up second and 10 at the 20-yard line.
A run with Dillon. And he'll work ahead for about 5 to the 25. Here now, third and 5. That is Musgrave, the man in motion. He gets that complete as he hits Reed. His 8th reception of the game. And good for a first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
On first down, it's Love. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
On second down, Love. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete. So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's third and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He's got a man. That's Watson. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Really nice throw downfield on that conversion. Brings up a new set of downs. And defensively, Mike, this feels like desperation mode. If you allow them to finish this drive with a touchdown, this game feels all but over.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. Now it's Dillon. And he'll bring this inside the 30. A gain of about 4.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6 at the 28-yard line.
On the toss, here comes Dillon. Well, that looked like a pretty clear hold. The gain was 5, but let's check the call. They'll run it. It's Dillon. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to third down. Third and long.
And it's third down.
From the gun, it's Love. And this ball incomplete on third down.
I think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there. So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
Now return coming from the 7. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The home team's offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Before this next drive gets started, I want to tell you what's coming up in primetime here in Week 5. First week of October. Starts tonight with Sunday Night Football. Memories of the 70s sure to come to mind as the Cowboys and Steelers meet. It's in Pittsburgh at 8:20 Eastern. Followed tomorrow by Monday Night Football. It's the Saints against the champion Chiefs at Arrowhead. Now a second down throw for Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Jimmy to throw. That one into the hands of Atwell. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points. At this level, you just would expect a little bit better execution and accuracy on those intermediate throws. I think he had an opportunity there for a nice pickup. Off target, off rhythm, and ends up getting away from him.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. So these teams trade field goals in the third as we come to the end of the quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Corum. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Second down and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
In motion, it's the tight end, Higbee. Now a deep ball toward the end zone.
I can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter.
So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18.
1st and 10.
Now Garoppolo. That is hauled in at the 5. And the Rams are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's another Rams 1st down.
Garoppolo. Oh, man, left wide open. Good play design there. Cooper Kupp, touchdown Los Angeles. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Here's Carty now. He'll kick it away following the touchdown. This will be returned from the 6. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Packers take over.
Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. First play of the drive, and here's Dillon. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down.
He's brought down at the 31. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Right back to Dillon. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up.
5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
It's the tight end Kraft in motion. They'll try to run for it with Dillon. So it's 4th down. They'll call on the punt team as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Rams offense ready to come back out for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Garoppolo. Hupp brings it in left side. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Atwell sent in motion here. He'll get this complete. It's Kupp again. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 now from the 36.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Garoppolo now. Pass caught right side by Higbee. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Garoppolo. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5. 2 yards from 6 points. It is 1st down and goal. They'll try to run with Lloyd. And that big offensive line clearing space. He's in. Blake Corum. Touchdown, Rams. Touchdown here in the 4th quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain to climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for 2. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance to fight back here late in the 4th quarter.
To throw is Garoppolo. That's pulled in, and they're able to tack on the 2-point conversion.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
Here's Hardy now. He'll kick it away following the touchdown. From the 6, here comes a return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?
Infraction, defense.
Automatic first down.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Off the play fake. Here's Love. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack. You know at this point the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
A fair catch signaled and taken at about the 18-yard line. Here comes Cooper Kupp and the rest of the LA offense set for this next Rams possession. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. A 1st down throw for Garoppolo. There's a short one taken in by Higbee.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
2nd down, Garoppolo. He gets it into the hands of Atwell. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
9 yards. And the Rams, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Here's Garoppolo. He'll find his tight end. That's Higbee. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 36-yard
Now,
line.
whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense.
Automatic first down.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Jimmy G going to go play action here. That's into the hands of Corum. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Jimmy G working from the gun here. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. And that is incomplete.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
Garoppolo from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Cooper Kupp was the intended receiver. And that'll set up 4th down. From the shotgun, it's Garoppolo. And he's going to have the Rams 1st down by a good couple of yards as they get 3 on 4th and inches. in trouble, and down he goes.
By Devontae Wyatt. A big loss on the play.
Jimmy G now on second down. He's going to take a shot down the field. Now whistles and a timeout. They'll drop to throw. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down.
He was covered by Jair Alexander.
Now Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. They'll start this drive with a run, and it's Dillon. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down. Love gonna hand this to Dillon. And they're gonna work this down inside the 45. Now a timeout Rams, that's number 2. And they'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. On the handoff, this is Dillon. Room to run again.
Holding. Offense.
Running here is Dillon. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. It's another go with Dillon. And he's going to pick it up, take it down inside the 35 for the first down.
By John Johnson. A gain of 7. First down, Packers.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So, it's a win for the Packers. They got out of the gates hot, ran out to the big first quarter lead, and did not look back as they cruise in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.